Opened back in 2014, this is Target Field, and this will play host to the game that you're about to hear right now. It's the Cincinnati Reds playing on the road against the Minnesota Twins in this interleague matchup. On the mound tonight for the Minnesota Twins is Jose Barrios. He's a guy who in 2018 had a .384 ERA with a 12-11 record in the 26 games he pitched so far that year. Also had 202 strikeouts, so a really impressive stat line for him. In this game getting underway very rapidly right now as Jesse Winker steps in the batter's box. The left fielder for the Cincinnati Reds will lead off to get this one underway. Barrios' first pitch is high for ball one. Jesse Winker in the batter's box. He's 1 for 2 off Jose Barrios in his career, hit a double and got an RBI. Winker was drafted by the Reds in 2012, had career highs in average home runs, RBIs, and games played last season as that fastball is called a strike right down the middle. Jose Barrios on the mound, the right-hander facing the left-hander. Jesse Winker, the leadoff hitter for the Cincinnati Reds. This game just getting underway at Target Field. The Minnesota Twins tonight wearing their alternate jerseys, the ones with pinstripes and that tainted white like old-fashioned, and the Cincinnati Reds in their gray standard away jerseys. The 1-1 pitch to Winker, fly ball right field, heading toward the foul pole by the 328 sign in right, but that goes foul. Max Kepler went after it, but it landed in the seats foul, so the count is 1 ball, 2 strikes. Top of the first inning, no score between Cincinnati and Minnesota. Breaking ball, that misses inside to Jesse Winker. Count even now, 2 balls and 2 strikes on the left-handed left fielder of the Cincinnati Reds. Barrios' pitch is hitting to center field. Byron Buxton going back. He's by that divot in right center field, but he makes the catch. That divot in the wall, I meant, but Buxton makes the catch, so that's an F8 for Jesse Winker, and that's the first out of the inning for the Cincinnati Reds. Starting lineup will go down real quick for the Reds. Batting first playing left field is Jesse Winker. Batting second playing first base is Joey Votto. Batting third playing right field, Yasiel Puig. Batting fourth playing third base, Eugenio Suarez. Batting fifth playing second base is Scooter Gennett. Batting sixth, the designated hitter Matt Kemp. Batting seventh in center field, Scott Schebler. Batting eighth, the shortstop Jose Peraza. And batting ninth, the catcher Tucker Barnhart. And a guy to highlight is the guy standing in the box right now. That's Joey Votto, the left-handed hitter, will now face the right-hander Jose Barrios. Joey Votto, regarded as still one of the best pure hitters in the game of Major League Baseball. Breaking ball by Barrios misses outside the strike zone, ball one. Missed off that lower outside corner. He tried to bring it back on Votto. Tried to make it a backdoor breaking ball against Votto, who's the opposite-handed hitter, the left-handed hitter. Joey Votto's 1 for 1 with a walk versus Barrios in his career. Barrios into the windup. The 1-0 pitch to Votto was swung on and fouled. That went back toward the screen. The count even now 1 ball and 1 strike on the Cincinnati Reds first baseman Joey Votto. Jose Barrios on the mound. The right-hander gets his sign from the catcher Jason Castro on the 1-1 pitch. It's another breaking ball, but that one tailed well too far out of the zone. Crossed out in front of that right-handed batter's box. Counts now 2 balls and 1 strike in the favor of Votto at the plate. Another breaking ball to Votto. That pitch chopped foul. The count is now even 2 balls and 2 strikes. So Jose Barrios, one of the young pitchers on this Minnesota Twins team, earned the ace job last season as that fastball misses outside, just off the outside edge. Count run full. 3 balls and 2 strikes on Joey Votto. But Barrios, again, 202 strikeouts and a .384 ERA. The ERA is not too impressive, but it's certainly a quality earned run average. And 202 strikeouts is very impressive. Fastball, that misses off the outside edge. And Joey Votto's patience works out there. It's ball 4, and Joey Votto is on first base now with 1 out in the inning. And here comes Yasiel Puig. So Yasiel Puig, the right-handed hitter for this Reds team, was acquired in a trade in the offseason with the Los Angeles Dodgers. Now that trade got Los Angeles 4 prospects and Homer Bailey, who the Dodgers later released. First pitch coming from Barrios to Puig. That misses outside, ball 1. But the Reds obtained a lot of talent. Alex Wood, the starting pitcher. Matt Kemp, the outfielder, and Yasiel Puig. That's 3 big names. A lot of big names that made it to the World Series with the Dodgers last year, now playing for the Cincinnati Reds as that pitch misses upstairs to Yasiel Puig. Counts now 2 balls and no strikes. But the Reds, a very competitive team now. A team that last year in 2018 finished 67 and 95. The only team in the National League Central that did not finish over 500 last year is now looking to compete with these new toys that they have, so to speak, these new talented players. Barrios misses with that pitch down low, so now it's 3 balls, no strikes on Yasiel Puig. 1 out in the inning, Joey Votto on first base. No score between the Reds and the Twins here in the top of the first. This is an interleague matchup at Target Field, home of the Minnesota Twins. The 3-0 pitch to Puig, the right-handed hitter. He takes strike 1. That was a fastball right down the middle, and it's still a hitter's count for Yasiel Puig, 3 balls and 1 strike. Infield playing at regular depth on Yasiel Puig. Barrios looks in for his sign now to Jason Castro. The 3-1 pitch about to be thrown to Yasiel Puig. Barrios comes set at the belt. He kicks his left leg and throws. Swing, line drive over the head of the shortstop. Polanco into left center field. Buxton picks it up. Joey Votto on his way to third. Buxton misses the cutoff man Polanco. And the third baseman for Minnesota, Marwin Gonzalez will just pick it up, so that is going to be a base hit for Yasiel Puig. Joey Votto advances to third base on the play. Puig squared that ball up nicely. It was a 3-1 fastball. It was certainly a hitter's count for Puig. So he's on with a single, and he'll reach second base on the throw, and that'll bring up Eugenio Suarez. He takes a fastball, strike 1 from Jose Barrios. Last season for Eugenio Suarez, he had a .283 average with 34 home runs and 104 RBIs, all career highs for him. The no-ball, 1-strike pitch coming from Jose Barrios now. That's called a strike, and it's quickly no balls, 2 strikes on the Reds' third baseman. It's no score here in the top of the first inning. Puig on second, Votto on third for the Reds. Only 1 out in the inning. Is this game just getting underway, but the Reds have an opportunity to score with Eugenio Suarez at the plate and Puig and Votto in scoring position. Barrios looks into his sign, gets it from Jason Castro. Barrios comes set at the belt. He kicks his left leg and fires. That breaking ball misses in the dirt, but Castro blocked it nicely, so that'll keep Votto at third and Puig at second. The count now 1 ball, 2 strikes on Eugenio Suarez. 19 pitches already for Jose Barrios. Barrios' 20th pitch of the first inning is called strike 3 on the breaking ball. It hit that outside edge, and that's out number 2. That's a big out for Jose Barrios and these Minnesota Twins. So Winker, the leadoff hitter, flew out to center field in his first at-bat. Joey Votto walked. Yasiel Puig hit a base hit, advanced to second on the wild throw that got Votto to third, and Eugenio Suarez just flew out, and now standing in is Scooter Gennett. He takes ball 1 off the outside edge. It's 1 ball, no strikes. Top of the first inning, no score between the Reds and the Twins, but 2 outs in this top of the first inning. Votto on third base, Puig on second. Barrios about to throw his 22nd pitch. This one coming to Scooter Gennett, the 1-0. That's a fastball, called a strike on the outside edge. 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 outs in the inning. Barrios trying to get out of some early trouble against the Reds here in the top of the first inning. The 1-1. It's a chopped ball that's foul. It hit off the plate and then bounced into foul territory behind the plate. So the count's now 1 ball, 2 strikes on the left-handed hitting Scooter Gennett. Gennett, the left-handed hitter. Barrios, the right-handed pitcher. The 1-2 pitch coming on the way. Breaking ball hit well to right field. Going back after it is Max Kepler. He's at the wall, but he leaps. Can't make the play. It goes off the wall. Puig and Votto score on the play. Scooter Gennett goes into second with a double, and the ball thrown into third base, but no chance to get Scooter Gennett. It's a stand-up double for Scooter Gennett. 2 runs score on the play. That's 2 RBIs for Scooter Gennett, and the Cincinnati Reds are up 2-0 here in the top of the first inning. That ball just got out of reach of Max Kepler in right field, and it hit off the wall on 1 hop. So 2 runs in for the Reds. Here's the right-handed hitter, Matt Kemp. He takes ball 1. That's outside. So a Votto walk. Puig singled and advanced to second on a wild throw that got Votto to third. Eugenio Suarez struck out, but with 2 outs, Scooter Gennett hit a 2 RBI double that made it 2-0 Reds. Now the 1-0 pitch hit to center field by Matt Kemp. Byron Buxton in the middle of center field, makes the catch, and that's out number 3. So 2 runs for the Reds on 2 hits in the inning, 1 walk in the inning, and only 1 left on base. To the bottom of the first we go. It's Cincinnati 2, Minnesota coming to bat. So taking the mound for the Cincinnati Reds is Sonny Gray, one of the premier pitchers in recent years in all of baseball. Really made a name for himself with the Oakland Athletics. Sonny Gray, however, was not a part of the rebuild that the Athletics did in 2017, so he was moved to the New York Yankees, where he pitched very well in 2017, helped the Yankees get to the postseason, but didn't really work out there in 2018, didn't have a great year, so was later traded to the Cincinnati Reds from the New York Yankees. Here's Jorge Polanco standing in. He takes a ball low. It looked like a breaking ball low, ball 1 on Jorge Polanco. Polanco, the 25-year-old switch-hitting shortstop, standing in, 5'11", 200 pounds is Polanco. Facing Sonny Gray, against Sonny Gray, Polanco is 1 for 5 with 1 strikeout. Here's the 1-0 pitch. That ball's chopped foul, hit in front of the plate first, and then bounced back toward the dugout by the third base dugout. Count evened up now, 1 ball, 1 strike. It's 2-0. Cincinnati leads Minnesota after scoring 2 runs in that top of the first inning. There's the 1-1 pitch to Polanco. Swing pop-up on the infield toward the right side of the infield. That's Joey Votto, who's just standing in the same place, and he barely had to move to make that catch. It's a pop-out to the first baseman, Votto, and Polanco set down for the first out of the inning. We'll go over the Minnesota Twins lineup now. Jorge Polanco leads off at shortstop, then Max Kepler will bat second in right field. Nelson Cruz, the designated hitter, batting in the 3 spot. Then Eddie Rosario in left field, batting 4th. C.J. Cron will bat 5th at first base. Marwin Gonzalez, the utility man, playing third base tonight. Then Jonathan Scope, the second baseman, batting 7th. Jason Castro, the former All-Star catcher, batting 8th. And then Byron Buxton in center field, batting 9th. Here's Max Kepler standing in now against Sonny Gray. Sonny Gray into the windup. The right-handed pitcher faces the left-handed hitter. That pitch is a breaking ball. Called a strike over the outside edge. It's 0-1. So Max Kepler is at the plate. Has played 4 seasons in Minnesota so far. He made his debut in 2015. Only 41 players were born in Germany in the entire history of Major League Baseball, and Max Kepler is one of those players who was born in Germany. He was born in Berlin. That pitch popped up to third base. Eugenio Suarez makes the catch, and that's out number 2. So 2 quick outs for Sonny Gray, and that'll bring up Nelson Cruz. But Max Kepler, born in Berlin, Germany, and again, only 41 players in the history of Major League Baseball have been born in Germany and come over to the United States to play baseball. Anyway, Nelson Cruz standing in against Sonny Gray. First pitch breaking ball, check swing, but Nelson Cruz went after it. That's strike 1. So the infield shifted to the left, so it's Suarez, Peraza, and Jeanette on the left side of the infield, and the lone man on the right side of the infield is Joey Votto. Nelson Cruz, the right-handed hitter. It's always dangerous to shift with a right-handed hitter because you never know if the first baseman's going to get over to first base in time, but the Reds are doing it right now. 3-man infield on the left side, only 1 man on the right. That pitch missed outside. It's 1-1. Sonny Gray's 1-1 pitch now to Nelson Cruz. That's a fastball that Cruz was well out in front of. The count 1 ball, 2 strikes. It's 2-0. Cincinnati leads Minnesota here in the bottom of the first inning. 2 outs and a 1 ball, 2 strike count on Nelson Cruz. The 1-2 pitch, breaking ball, swung on and missed. Inning is over. So Sonny Gray makes quick work of the Minnesota Twins here in the bottom half of the first inning. No runs, no hits, and nobody left on base. To the second inning we go. It's Cincinnati 2, Minnesota 0. So standing in now is Scott Schebler, the center fielder for the Cincinnati Reds. He'll lead off the second inning. It's 7-8-9 for the Reds, so it'll be Schebler, Peraza, and Tucker Barnhart. Barrios' first pitch, that's called a strike, top of the zone. It was a fastball, and that's 0-1. So Schebler, the left-handed hitter, facing Jose Barrios, the right-handed pitcher, the 0-1 pitch. Jammed him a bit. That's hit toward the left side of the infield in foul territory. Marwin Gonzalez makes a backhanded catch in the air in foul territory, and that's out number 1. So 2 pitches, 1 out, and Barrios gets a quick out. 1 out in the inning, and that'll bring up Jose Peraza. So the Cincinnati Reds in the top of the first inning, it was a Winker flyout, but then Votto walked. Yasiel Puig hit a single, then a fielder's choice, and that advanced Votto to third. Eugenio Suarez struck out, but then Scooter Gennett hit a 2-run double that made it 2-0 Reds here early, and it's still 2-0 as Jose Peraza stands at the plate. He swings and misses at a breaking ball. That's strike one. Top of the second, 1 out in the inning after the pop-out by Scott Schebler. And Jose Peraza is up to bat 2-0. Cincinnati Reds lead the Minnesota Twins. Cincinnati up to bat now. That pitch swung on and fouled off. So Jose Peraza is down in the count now. No balls, 2 strikes against Jose Barrios. It's a righty-on-righty matchup. Barrios into the windup. Barrios the pitch. That misses inside. It looked like a fastball, and it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. So the Reds coming out on offense early, and the Twins shut down in the bottom half of the inning on less than 10 pitches. Twins were shut down in the bottom of the first inning by less than 10 pitches. Here's the 1-2 pitch to Peraza. Swung on. It was toward the top of the zone, but it's fouled off behind the screen, and the count's going to stay 1-2 on Peraza. 1 out in the inning, top of the second. Cincinnati leads Minnesota 2-0. Minnesota playing at home at Target Field against the Reds. 1-2 pitch, misses outside. Count is now even, 2 balls, 2 strikes. That was a breaking ball that missed on the outside part of the strike zone and a little bit in the dirt. So 2 balls, 2 strikes. Barrios into his windup, the righty-on-righty matchup. Here it is. Pitch popped up on the infield, left side of the infield. Marwin Gonzalez by the third base bag will reach up and make the catch with 2 hands, and that's out number 2. So 2 pop-outs to third base, one by Scott Schebler and one by Jose Peraza here in the top of the second inning. Yield 2 outs for the Reds offense, and that'll bring up Tucker Barnhart. Tucker Barnhart, the catcher for this team. The switch hitter will bat left-handed against the right-handed pitcher in Jose Barrios. That's a changeup called a strike, and it's 0-1 on Barnhart. Barnhart was a 10th round pick of the Cincinnati Reds in 2009, was born in Indianapolis, Indiana, and went to Brownsburg High School, was drafted right out of high school. The 0-1 pitch now coming to Barnhart. That pitch grounded toward the right side of the infield. Second baseman Jonathan Scope will throw to C.J. Crone, and forced out is Tucker Barnhart to end the inning. So after 2 runs scored in the first inning for the Reds, it's no runs on no hits and nobody left on base here in the top of the second. To the bottom of the second we go. It's Cincinnati 2, Minnesota 0. So standing in now for the Minnesota Twins is Eddie Rosario. Welcome back to this game at Target Field. It's now the bottom of the second inning. Cincinnati is leading Minnesota 2-0. Minnesota with an opportunity to bat here in the bottom half of the inning, though. Sonny Gray facing Eddie Rosario. First pitch fastball misses low. It's ball 1. Eddie Rosario batting from the left side of the plate tonight. He is a left-handed hitter facing the right-hander Sonny Gray. The 1-0 pitch. That misses outside. It's 2-0. So Sonny Gray only threw 9 pitches in the top half of the first inning. Barrios threw a little bit over 20 in his first inning. That's why Cincinnati's out to this 2-0 lead here in the bottom of the second inning. That pitch called a strike over the inside edge to Eddie Rosario. It's 2 balls, 1 strike. But Cincinnati got out to an early lead in that first inning after a Scooter Gennett RBI double drove in Joey Votto and Yasiel Puig. Votto helped in that inning with a walk that really drew up the pitch count for Jose Barrios. That pitch swung over and missed. It was outside of the strike zone in the outer half of the plate. Rosario swung well out in front of it, and the count is now 2 balls and 2 strikes. Sonny Gray, the right-handed pitcher, facing the left-handed hitter in Eddie Rosario. The 2-2 pitch coming on the way. That's a breaking ball. That's foul, though. Eddie Rosario tipped it. It goes behind the plate. Staying alive now is Rosario. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Nobody out here in the bottom of the second inning. Cincinnati leads Minnesota 2-0. 2-2 pitch. Swing, foul ball. Eddie Rosario staying alive. He hit that ball out of play down by that third base dugout. Count is 2 balls, 2 strikes. Sonny Gray about to throw his 16th pitch of the game. Here in the bottom of the second inning, working efficiently so far early in this game. That fastball, though, misses high to Eddie Rosario, and the count run full, 3 balls, 2 strikes. And a danger in the form of C.J. Crone awaiting on deck for the Minnesota Twins offense. 3-2 pitch on the way. Nobody out in the bottom of the second. Cincinnati up 2-0 over Minnesota. The 3-2. Soft ground ball hit to the left side of the infield. Up the middle more. Shortstop Jose Peraza throws to Joey Votto at first. And forced out is Eddie Rosario to start this bottom of the second inning. So that'll bring up now a power threat in the form of C.J. Cron, a guy who played 4 years with the Los Angeles Angels and then 1 season with the Tampa Bay Rays. Had career highs, though, last season. Hit 30 home runs, 74 RBIs, and 140 games played at first base. Those were all career highs for him. Batted .253, which was not a career high, but 30 home run seasons, nothing to scoff at. He certainly was signed for his power efforts. Sonny Gray ready to pitch to the right-hander, C.J. Cron. That's chopped foul down the third base side, and it's 0-1. C.J. Cron filling the shoes of Joe Mauer, who played first base for the Twins. Of course, the longtime catcher.
Nope.
That pitch is check swung. That's a ball in the dirt. Count is 1 ball, 1 strike. Cincinnati leads Minnesota 2-0 in the bottom of the second. 1 out in the inning. Cron at the plate, but Cron replacing Mauer, the longtime Minnesota Twin. Started out as a catcher, the only catcher, I should say, in American League history to win a batting title. He did it 3 times, as that pitch misses outside to Cron. It's 2-1. But Joe Mauer, a legendary player, was moved to first base in light of a lot of injuries he had in his career, and now C.J. Cron taking over for Joe Mauer at first base. Ground ball past Joey Votto at first base. That's down the right field line. Picking it up is Puig. On his way to second is Cron. Puig throws to the cutoff man, Jeanette, over to second, where Peraza was covering. The tag is too late, though, and C.J. Cron will be safe at second. He slid toward the left side of the base as Peraza was tagging around the right side, around that top side, and Cron is in with a 1-out double. Hit it down the right field line. It was a good relay. Puig didn't try to throw it all the way to second. He threw it to Jeanette, the cutoff man. Jeanette threw it to Peraza, who was covering second at the time, but Cron slides around the tag. It was a close play, but Cron is safe at second. It's a 1-out double, an opportunity for the Twins to cut this lead in half at the least. And that'll bring up Marwin Gonzalez playing third base tonight for the Minnesota Twins. The switch hitter will bat from the left side with Sonny Gray, the right-hander, on the mound. Here's the first pitch to Gonzalez. That misses low. It's ball 1. Cincinnati leads Minnesota 2-0 here in the bottom of the second inning, but C.J. Cron in scoring position at second base with just 1 out in the inning. The 1-0 pitch to Marwin Gonzalez. Breaking ball misses outside. Marwin Gonzalez batting from the left side of the plate. The switch hitter batting left. Sonny Gray, the right-handed pitcher, comes set at the belt. Here's the 2-0 pitch. It's a breaking ball hit down the first base line, but it's foul. Just foul, just to the right of the first base bag, and the count is now 2 balls, 1 strike. Sonny Gray comes set at the belt. He kicks with his left leg. The 2-1 pitch misses low. It was another breaking ball, and that misses. It's 3-1. Marwin Gonzalez signed this offseason, this 2018-2019 offseason, to a 2-year, $21 million deal with the Minnesota Twins. The 3-1 pitch on the way. That's a breaking ball, misses low, and that's ball 4. So a ground out to shortstop by Rosario put 1 out on the board this inning, but then C.J. Cron hit a double. So Cron's on second. Marwin Gonzalez just walked. That puts runners on first and second for the Minnesota Twins, and standing up now is Jonathan Schoop. 1 out in the inning. 2-0 Cincinnati leads, but Minnesota has 2 runners on base. First pitch to Schoop. It's a breaking ball called a strike in the zone. It's 0-1. So Cron on second base, Marwin Gonzalez on first base, 1 out in the inning. Cincinnati leading Minnesota 2-0 in the bottom of the second inning. And Jonathan Schoop, the right-handed hitter, up to the plate. No ball, 1 strike count. The right-hander Sonny Gray comes set at the belt, now pitches. That looked like a fastball, but that's fouled off toward the right side of the infield and out of play. The count is now 2 balls and 2 strikes, or excuse me, no balls and 2 strikes on Jonathan Schoop. 2 runners on base for him. The 0-2 pitch to Schoop. Breaking ball hit on the ground to the left side of the infield. Suarez throws to Jeanette for 1. Back to Votto at first base. But Jonathan Schoop beat out the back end. So Marwin Gonzalez is forced out at second base on the 5-3 put out. Or excuse me, on the 5-4 put out. That's Suarez to Jeanette. And Jonathan Schoop reaches on the fielder's choice. Advancing to third on the play is C.J. Cron. And standing up to the plate now is 2013 American League All-Star with the Houston Astros, Jason Castro. 2 outs, runners on first and third. Castro lines this pitch up the middle, past the second baseman Jeanette, into center field. Ball will be thrown into third base from center fielder Scott Schebler. But that is an RBI single. C.J. Cron scores on the play. Advancing to second is Jonathan Schoop. And credit Jason Castro with an RBI single to put Minnesota on the board. The lead for now is cut in half. It's 2-1. Minnesota trails Cincinnati. Standing in now is Byron Buxton. Buxton, the right-handed hitter, will face the right-hander Sonny Gray. Swing and a miss. Byron Buxton is now down in the count. No balls, 1 strike. It's 2-1. Cincinnati leads Minnesota here in the bottom of the second with 2 outs in the inning. But Jonathan Schoop's on second base, and Jason Castro is on first base. More chances for Minnesota to score. 0-1 pitch is swung over and missed. It's quickly no balls, 2 strikes on Byron Buxton. So C.J. Cron hit a 1-out double. Marwin Gonzalez walked. Jonathan Schoop grounded into the fielder's choice. That moves C.J. Cron to third base, and then Jason Castro just hit an RBI single. That puts runners on first and second now and gave Minnesota the run. There's a fly ball by Buxton toward left field. Going back is Winker by the 339 sign, and that just gets foul over that left field wall. It had the distance, but it's just a long foul ball for Sonny Gray. Now the 0-2 pitch coming to Byron Buxton. Pitch in the dirt. Good block by Tucker Barnhart, who throws to Votto at first. No tag on Jason Castro. He got back easily, but an alert play to try to get an out by Tucker Barnhart behind the plate. Now the count's 1 ball, 2 strikes on Byron Buxton. 2 outs, 2 runners on, and Minnesota down a run. That pitch misses inside on the breaking ball. Count is now even, 2 balls and 2 strikes. So Cincinnati scored 2 runs in the first inning, then put up a 0 in the top half of the second. Minnesota put up a 0 in the bottom half of the first, but put up a run here in the bottom of the second inning, and a chance for more with Byron Buxton at the plate. Broken bat pop-up down by first base, and that'll be foul. So the count is still even, 2 balls and 2 strikes on Byron Buxton, with Jonathan Schoop at second base and Jason Castro at first. But that fastball caught strike 3 off the inside edge, and the inning is over. That's the second strikeout for Sonny Gray today, but that ends the inning. So 1 run for the Twins on 2 hits, 1 walk in the inning, and 2 left on base for the Twins in the bottom of the second. As we go to the third, it's Cincinnati 2, Minnesota 1. So back now, top of the third inning, Cincinnati Reds will lead off. The away team will bat here, going through the lineup for the second time. It's leadoff hitter Jesse Winker getting ready to start this third inning. He's 0 for 1 today. He flew out to center field, and he takes ball 1 from Jose Barrios here in the top of the third inning. So it's 2-1. Cincinnati leads Minnesota. Cincinnati playing on the road at Target Field, home of the Minnesota Twins. And the lineup already coming through for the second time today here in the third inning. That pitch misses just off the outside edge. It's 2 balls, no strikes. Jose Barrios working up to 40 pitches. He's about to throw 39 from the windup, facing the lefty Jesse Winker at the plate, and that is fouled off. Behind the plate, count is now 2 balls and 1 strike. So Winker was not part of that first inning offense where the Reds scored 2 runs. He actually flew out to center field to lead off the game as that fastball finds the top of the zone. Count even, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Winker in his second at bat now, facing a 2-2 count from Jose Barrios, and that pitch misses outside, just off the outside edge. It was a fastball. Count is now run full, 3 balls, 2 strikes on Jesse Winker with Joey Votto on deck. Cincinnati leading 2-1 here in the top of the third. Cincinnati up to bat against Jose Barrios, the pitcher for the Twins. That fastball swung over and missed. It was at the top of the zone, and Jesse Winker chased it. He's 0 for 2 tonight. That's Jose Barrios' second strikeout, and that is out number 1 for the Reds. So the Twins today at home wearing their alternate pinstriped white jerseys, and the Reds wearing their standard gray jerseys as Joey Votto steps into the batter's box. Votto does not have an official at-bat today, although he has scored a run. He walked in his first at-bat and scored on the Scooter Gennett. He scored with Puig on the Scooter Gennett RBI double that gave the Reds a 2-1 advantage over the Twins back in that first inning. He'll now bat here in the third inning, and he swings at the first pitch fastball, lines that into left field, and on one hop, the ball falls in front of Eddie Rosario. He throws it into the cutoff man, Jorge Polanco. No advance from Joey Votto other than first base, so that is an opposite field one-out single for Joey Votto, and this is how the Reds scored back in the first inning. Joey Votto got on base. So let's see if Yasiel Puig can follow suit now, too. He's up with Joey Votto on first base, 1 out in the inning against Jose Barrios. First pitch to Puig is chopped foul behind the plate. The count's 0-1. It's 2-1. Cincinnati leads Minnesota here in the top of the third inning. Joey Votto on first base, 1 out in the inning, and Yasiel Puig standing in. He hit a single, advanced to second on fielder's choice play, and then later scored with Joey Votto on that Scooter Gennett RBI double. Ground ball to the right side. Backhanded by Schoop for 1. He throws to second. Back to first base, but the throw from Jorge Polanco throws C.J. Crone off the base. So the Reds do get an out. Joey Votto is forced out at second. That is a 4-6 put out at second base. But Yasiel Puig reaches on what will ultimately be ruled a fielder's choice, at the least. So that puts Puig on first base now with 2 outs in the inning, and here comes Eugenio Suarez. Takes a first pitch fastball in there for strike one. It was on the lower inside corner. Eugenio Suarez struck out looking his first time around. So Jesse Winker struck out to start this inning. Joey Votto singled, and then Yasiel Puig grounded out to second base, but Puig reached first on the fielder's choice. That pitch misses inside, off the inside edge for ball one. 1 ball, 1 strike on Eugenio Suarez. So Votto was forced out at second on the fielder's choice, hit by Puig. So Puig essentially replaces Votto. Now 2 outs in the inning, 1 ball, 1 strike on Eugenio Suarez in the top of the third, 2 outs. Puig on first base, and Cincinnati up 2-1 over Minnesota. That pitch misses in the dirt. Puig goes for second, and Puig is safe at second. And he stole that base on Jose Barrios. There was nothing Jason Castro could do. Puig got a nice jump from first base. So now put Puig on second base after that stolen base attempt. So Puig now in scoring position with Eugenio Suarez at the plate. Suarez facing a 2-1 count here with 2 outs. Puig now in scoring position at second base after the stolen base here on the top of the third. Cincinnati looking to pad the 2-1 lead it has over Minnesota. Fly ball, right field. Max Kepler going back just in front of the warning track. He makes the catch in the air, and the inning comes to a close. So no runs on 1 hit in the inning for the Reds. 1 stolen base. That was by Puig, and only 1 left on base. To the bottom of the third we go. It is Cincinnati 2, Minnesota 1. So standing in for the third inning, bottom of the third inning for the Twins is going to be Jorge Polanco, the leadoff hitter, facing Sonny Gray. First pitch called a strike off the outside edge. It's 0-1. Back here in the bottom of the third inning, Twins trail the Reds 2-1, but the Twins on offense here to start this bottom of the third. Jorge Polanco takes the second pitch he sees. A little bit high, so that's ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Sonny Gray, after having a very efficient first inning, only throwing 9 pitches, threw over 30 in that second inning, credited to a walk and a couple hits that gave Minnesota a run, which cut the lead in half. 1-1 pitch misses high, that's ball 2. So the Reds scored 2 runs in the first inning off of a Scooter Gennett RBI double. Next 2 half innings went scoreless, but then in the bottom of the second inning, it was an RBI single by Jason Castro that drove in C.J. Crone, and it made it 2-1, Minnesota trailing. Fly ball left field, shallow left field, coming on is Winker, and he makes the catch in left field for out number 1. So Jorge Polanco flies out to left fielder Jesse Winker to start this bottom of the third inning, and that'll bring up the number 2 hitter for the Minnesota Twins, Max Kepler. Kepler popped out to the third baseman his first time up. So he is 0 for 1 tonight. The left-handed hitter steps in, facing the right-hander Sonny Gray. Pitch called a strike on the lower part of the plate. It is no balls and 1 strike on Max Kepler. Sonny Gray throwing from a windup. He steps with his left, pivots with his right, now kicks with his left and throws. That pitch hit foul. That was up in the zone, and Kepler went after it, but he tipped it. That goes foul, and the count is now no balls and 2 strikes. Sonny Gray about to throw his 44th pitch here in the bottom of the third inning with 1 out, and Cincinnati up 2-1. Sonny Gray pitching for Cincinnati, throws, and that pitch is low. The count is now the count is now 1 ball, 2 strikes on Max Kepler at the plate. The 1-2 pitch coming on the way. Breaking ball tapped in front of the plate, running out from behind the plate is Tucker Barnhart. He throws to Joey Votto, and just out at first is Max Kepler. That was a close play, but a very good play there by Tucker Barnhart. Pitch was chopped. It was a breaking ball, but it was chopped in front of the plate. Tucker Barnhart ran from out behind the plate, rounded the baseball, picked it up with his bare hand, and fired to Joey Votto. And that is out number 2 here in the bottom of the third inning. So with 2 outs in the inning, that'll bring up Nelson Cruz, the designated hitter, and the number 3 hitter for the Twins. Breaking ball, called a strike over the outside edge. It's 0-1. Cruz is 0 for 1 tonight. He struck out swinging back in the first inning. Cincinnati leads Minnesota 2-1 here in the bottom of the third inning with 2 outs, no ball, 1 strike count on Minnesota Twins DH Nelson Cruz. Sonny Gray into the windup. He pitches. It's a righty-on-righty matchup. Change-up. That misses. It's ball one. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs in the inning. Minnesota down 1, but at the plate right now is a guy who could tie the game with 1 swing in the form of Nelson Cruz. 1-1 pitch that is swung on and fouled off on the right side. It's now 1 ball and 2 strikes. So Nelson Cruz entering his age 38 season in 2019. Still a power threat, though. Had 37 home runs in 2018 with the Seattle Mariners last year. 1-2 pitch. He was a little bit late on it, and he hits it fouled on the right side. The count is 1 ball and 2 strikes. Minnesota batting here on the bottom of the third. It's 2-1. Cincinnati leads Minnesota with 2 outs, bases empty, and a 1-2 count on Nelson Cruz. The infield is shifted well to the left, expecting him to pull the ball, but he doesn't. He strikes out swinging, swings at a breaking ball, and that'll end the inning. Second strikeout for Cruz today. So no runs on no hits and nobody left on here in the bottom of the third inning. Reds will bat in the top of the fourth when we come back. So here we are now in the top of the fourth inning. The Cincinnati Reds coming to bat again. Reds up 2-1 over the Minnesota Twins. Reds batting here in the top of the fourth. First batter is left-handed hitter Scooter Gennett. He'll face Jose Barrios and take strike 1 off the inside edge to start this inning. No balls and 1 strike. Scooter Gennett is the batter who has the only RBIs for the Twins so far today. Back in the first inning, he hit an RBI double that scored Joey Votto and Yasiel Puig to give the Reds an early first inning 1-0 lead or 2-0 lead. Twins came back though in the bottom of the second inning on a Jason Castro single. That pitch misses outside. It's 1-1. But a Jason Castro RBI single made it 2-1, and here we are, top of the fourth inning, and Scooter Gennett, the number 5 hitter for the Reds, leading off this inning. Pitch hit well, left field, going back after it is Rosario to the wall by the 339 sign, and it clears the wall for a home run. So Scooter Gennett has his 3rd RBI of the day, driving home himself after that home run, and the Cincinnati Reds have now taken a 3-1 lead over the Minnesota Twins here in the top of the fourth inning and with nobody out. So Gennett was certainly been the hidden power threat for the for the Cincinnati Reds over the last few years. 23 home runs last year. That was only second to his total in 2017. And in 2017, he was one of 2 players that year to hit 4 home runs in a single game. That pitch misses inside. It's ball 1. Matt Kemp in now, the right-handed designated hitter tonight in this interleague matchup game. Reds not used to using a designated hitter, but Matt Kemp is certainly good for that role with the Reds. That pitch misses low. It's ball 2. Jose Barrios, the right-handed pitcher, facing the right-handed hitter in Matt Kemp, who hit .290 last year with 21 home runs and 85 RBIs. Pitch hit toward right field. The 2-0 pitch hit toward right field, but that'll go foul. Max Kepler just lets it go. Count is now 2 balls and 1 strike. Matt Kemp made the All-Star game as well for the National League, as that pitch is hit well to left field. Going back is Rosario, and he makes the catch. He reached well over his head to make that catch. It'll be a line out to left field, and that's the first out of the inning for the Reds. So it's 3-1. Reds lead the Twins here in the top of the fourth inning. Reds up to bat against Jose Barrios. Now 1 out in the inning, bases empty, and that'll bring up Scott Schebler, the center fielder for the Reds. First pitch from Jose Barrios is called a strike over that outside edge. It's no balls and 1 strike. Schebler is 0 for 1 today. He popped out to third baseman Marwin Gonzalez his first time around. No balls, 1 strike, 1 out in the inning, bases empty, 3-1. Cincinnati leads Minnesota top 4. Schebler, the left-handed hitter, swings and pulls that pitch fouled on the right side. It's quickly 0-2. So Jose Barrios, the right-handed pitcher, facing the left-handed hitter in Schebler. 0-2 pitch grounded to the left side of the infield toward the middle. That shortstop Jorge Polanco throws to C.J. Cron at first base, and forced out at first is Scott Schebler for the second out of the inning. So with 2 outs in the inning, that'll bring up shortstop and number 8 hitter for the Cincinnati Reds, Jose Peraza. So the Cincinnati Reds have been playing good offense, though, as Peraza steps in. A single by Puig, a walk by Votto. Not in that order, but they were both on base for a Scooter Gennett double that drove in both Votto and Puig. That made it 2-0 in the first inning. As that pitch is called a strike, a breaking ball off the inside edge. It's 0-1 on Jose Peraza. Then in the bottom of the second, the Twins came back after an RBI single by Jason Castro made it 2-1, but Scooter Gennett hit a home run here in this inning as that pitch is popped up foul behind the plate by Peraza. It's 0-2. But Scooter Gennett hit an opposite field home run to left field for his third RBI of the game, and that has now made it 3-1. Cincinnati leads Minnesota top four. Peraza takes that breaking ball and hit the dirt. Count is now 1-2. So 1 ball, 2 strikes now on Jose Peraza, who is 0 for 1 today. He popped out to third base in his first time around. Righty on righty matchup. Barrios' pitch, 1-2, is hit towards center field, towards shallow center field. Byron Buxton will let it drop in front of him on one hop. It's a base hit. Buxton throws it into the shortstop covering second, Polanco, and it's a 2-out single for Jose Peraza here in the top of the 4th inning. So the Reds will send to the plate now, switch hitting catcher who will bat from the left side. Tucker Barnhart facing Jose Barrios, who comes set at the belt. Slide step, pitch out. Runner Jose Peraza was going from first base, and he is tagged out by Jorge Polanco, caught stealing to end the inning. So Peraza caught stealing. There's a good throw down there by Jason Castro down to second base. Jorge Polanco applied the tag. So 1 run on 2 hits, but the run that scored was a home run hit by Scooter Gennett, and nobody left on base. We'll go to the bottom of the 4th inning. It is 3-1. Cincinnati leads Minnesota. And we're rapidly getting to the 4th inning now. It's 3-1. Minnesota is trailing Cincinnati as Eddie Rosario steps up to the plate and fouls that first pitch off down the left field line for strike 1. Here's the 0-1 pitch coming now from Sonny Gray to the left-handed hitter Eddie Rosario. Chopped foul behind the plate, counts 0-2. Sonny Gray, the right-handed pitcher, facing the left-handed batter, Eddie Rosario, who grounded out to shortstop his first time around. The 0-2 pitch hit towards center field, toward medium center field, and running after it is Scott Schebler, who makes the catch for out number 1. So 1 quick out here in the inning. Sonny Gray up to 53 pitches now in this bottom of the 4th inning, so efficiency is a little bit wary, but he's still throwing well. Only gave up 1 run through these 3 1/3 innings he's pitched so far as C.J. Cron comes to the plate. Righty on righty matchup. Gray throwing to Cron. Fastball called a strike, top of the zone, 0-1 is the count. It's 3-1. Cincinnati leads Minnesota. Here in the bottom of the 4th inning, it's 1 out in the inning. C.J. Cron up to the plate in a no-ball, 1-strike count. In his first at-bat, C.J. Cron doubled. Hit a 1-out double, later scored on the Jason Castro RBI single. That pitch misses low. Count is now even. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out in the inning. 3-1. Minnesota trails Cincinnati in the bottom of the 4th inning. Base is empty for Minnesota, and the 1-1 pitch coming to Cron. Swings at a fastball, and he fouls that off behind the plate. Counts now in favor of Sonny Gray on the mound. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Infield playing at regular depth. Here it is. Breaking ball. That misses below the knees of C.J. Cron, and the count run back even. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out in the inning. Base is empty here in the bottom of the 4th. Twins playing at home, trying to overcome a 2-run deficit. That pitch fouled off behind the plate. Count is remaining 2-2. So righty on righty matchup. Sonny Gray into the windup now. Steps with his left, pivots with his right, kicks with his left, and now throws. 2-2 fastball over the outside edge, called strike 3. And C.J. Cron is now 1 for 2 on the day. Doubled, but just struck out looking against Sonny Gray for out number 2. And that'll bring up to the plate now with 2 outs. Marwin Gonzalez, the switch hitter, will bat from the left side against Sonny Gray. Standing in now. Gray gets his sign from Tucker Barnhart behind the plate. And here's the 2-out pitch to Marwin Gonzalez. Swing, line drive, but that'll be fouled down the left field line for strike 1. So Marwin Gonzalez signed that deal with the Minnesota Twins this offseason to a 2-year, $21 million deal. And a guy who's playing third base now after Marwin Gonzalez got injured. Or not Marwin Gonzalez, when Miguel Sano got injured. So Marwin Gonzalez, the temporary replacement, as that pitch misses high for ball 1. But Sano injured. Marwin Gonzalez, who has played every position in his major league career and has played each position well, will play third base to start this year. But once Sano comes back, it's going to be questionable on where Gonzalez will play. The 1-1 pitch fouled off behind the plate. Counts now 1-2. But A.J. Hinch, Gonzalez's former manager, referred to Marwin Gonzalez as his Swiss Army knife. He could put him anywhere at any time on any given day, and that has been true throughout his career. The 1-ball, 2-strike pitch that's fouled off. Count still 1-2. Gonzalez mainly played left field with the Houston Astros, but also replaced Carlos Correa last season when Correa was injured at shortstop. That 2-2 pitch runs inside, and that hit Marwin Gonzalez up toward the shoulders. He's staring down Sonny Gray a little bit. Gray not paying any mind to it. Doesn't seem to be any intent with that one. But Gonzalez on base now. He's on first base with 2 outs in the inning. And Jonathan Schoop coming up to the plate. 2 outs, runner on first base in the form of Gonzalez. Here in the bottom of the 4th inning. It's 3-1. Cincinnati leads Minnesota as that pitch is popped foul by Minnesota second baseman Jonathan Schoop. Schoop 0 for 1 tonight. Reached base on a fielder's choice back in the 2nd inning. 0-1 pitch coming now from Gray. Righty on righty matchup. That misses low. Count is even. 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 outs in the inning. Gonzalez on first. Cincinnati leads 3-1 over Minnesota here in the bottom of the 4th. But Minnesota up to the plate now with the potential tying run up to the plate early in this game. 1-1 pitch from Gray. Swing popped up behind home plate. In play for Tucker Barnhart. Barnhart makes the catch behind the plate, and the inning comes to a close. So no runs on no hits. 1 hit batsman in that inning. That was Gonzalez. And that left 1 on base. So after 3.5 innings of play, after 4 innings of play, Cincinnati leads Minnesota 3-1. So standing in now is Tucker Barnhart to begin this 5th inning for the Cincinnati Reds. Jose Barrios into the windup. First pitch fastball right down the middle. That's strike 1. So Tucker Barnhart 0 for 1 today. He grounded out to the second baseman Jonathan Schoop in his first at bat. But Barnhart did bat. He stepped up to the plate in the 4th inning, but Jose Peraza got thrown out trying to steal as that pitch is chopped foul, so that's strike 2. But Peraza got thrown out trying to steal, so Barnhart's at bat was terminated for that inning, and now he'll bat here in the 5th inning. Top of the 5th inning. That pitch is chopped foul behind the plate, counts 0-2. The switch hitting catcher, Tucker Barnhart, bats from the left side against the righty, Jose Barrios on the mound. The 0-2, that fastball misses high, it's ball 1. So a lot of offense by the Reds today so far. Joey Votto and Yasiel Puig got on early, and then Scooter Gennett doubled them both in. That made it 2-0 Cincinnati. The 1-2 pitch coming to Barnhart. He checks swings. That gets away from the catcher. He did not go, and the count's even now. 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2-2 pitch to Barnhart. Called strike 3 on the outside edge, and Jose Barrios strikes out Tucker Barnhart for his 3rd strikeout of the day. For Barrios' 3rd strikeout of the game. And that is out number 1 here in the top of the 5th inning. So again, Votto and Puig got on base. Scooter Gennett doubled them both in back in the 1st inning. Then C.J. Cron hit a double, and he scored later on a Jason Castro RBI single as Jesse Winker takes strike 1 from Jose Barrios. But Castro hit Cron in on an RBI single, and then later in the 4th inning, Scooter Gennett hit a solo home run that made it 3-1, and that's where we stand right now in the top of the 5th. 1 out, no ball, 1 strike count on Winker. That pitch misses low. The count is evened up now, 1 ball and 1 strike. So the bases are empty here in the top of the 5th inning. With 1 out, there's a 1-1 count on left fielder Jesse Winker, the leadoff hitter for the Cincinnati Reds, and it's 3-1. Cincinnati is leading here in this top of the 5th inning. That pitch misses outside. It's 2-1. Twins playing at home tonight at Target Field, facing the Cincinnati Reds. Twins wearing their alternate pinstripe jerseys with kind of the tainted old white jerseys. That pitch by Winker is fouled off down the left side. Count is now even, 2 balls and 2 strikes. But the Reds wearing their standard away gray jerseys as the 2-2 pitch misses low. It was a changeup. That count run full now, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Jesse Winker batting from the left side of the plate now, facing Jose Barrios. The 3-2 pitch now coming. Barrios into the windup and the pitch. Breaking ball swung over and missed, and Jesse Winker is down on strikes for the 2nd out of the inning. So Barrios has struck out 2 this inning, 4 total in the game. 4th casualty coming in the form of Jesse Winker. That makes it 2 outs here in the top of the 5th inning. And coming up to the plate now is Joey Votto. Votto's 1 for 1. Votto hits a fly ball left field. Going back is Eddie Rosario to the track, and he makes the catch over his head on the track to end the inning. So no runs on no hits in the inning, no errors committed, and nobody left on base. To the bottom of the 5th we go. It's 3-1. Minnesota trails Cincinnati. Welcome back to the bottom of the 5th inning here in this interleague matchup between the Minnesota Twins and the Cincinnati Reds. Twins are hosting the Reds tonight. The Twins will bat here in the bottom of the 5th inning, but the Twins trail the Reds right now 3-1 in the bottom of the 5th inning, and leading off is the catcher, Jason Castro. Castro takes a fastball outside. That's ball 1. Castro credited with the only RBI tonight for the Minnesota Twins. He hit in C.J. Cron after Cron doubled back in the 2nd inning, and that's where the Twins stand right now. It's 3-1. Twins are trailing the Reds. Bottom of the 5th inning, nobody on, nobody out. Castro, the number 8 hitter, is the leadoff man in this bottom of the 5th inning. The 1-0 pitch from Sonny Gray, swing popped foul. So Jason Castro, the left-handed hitter, is facing Sonny Gray, the right-handed pitcher. Castro awaiting the 1-1 pitch. Sonny Gray gritting the sign from Tucker Barnhart. Now into the windup is Gray, and the pitch 1-1. That misses inside to the lefty Jason Castro. It's 2-1. So Castro missed a lot of time last year in 2018. Only played 19 games because of a right knee meniscus tear. So Castro missed 2018, the former All-Star catcher. Swings and misses. That's Sonny Gray's high fastball, and the count is now even 2-2 But Castro is a former catcher. He made the All-Star team in 2013 with the Houston Astros, so he's a quality catcher. He made it to playoffs with the Twins in 2017, but missed most of 2018 with that meniscus tear in his knee. That pitch swung over and missed, and Sonny Gray has another strikeout in this one. That's Sonny Gray's 5th strikeout today. First time he struck out Jason Castro, and that's out number 1 here on the bottom of the 5th inning. And that'll bring up right-handed hitter Byron Buxton, who will bat with 1 out in the bottom of the 5th. Bases empty, and the Cincinnati Reds up on the Minnesota Twins 3-1. First pitch breaking ball swung over and missed by Byron Buxton. That's strike 1. Buxton struck out looking his first time around when he batted for the first time in the 2nd inning. This is the 2nd time he's facing Sonny Gray in this one. The no-ball, 1-strike pitch coming now to Buxton, the right-handed hitter, facing the right-handed pitcher. That pitch misses high. It's ball 1. So 1 ball, 1 strike. The Twins batting here in the bottom of the 5th inning with 1 out and the bases empty. But Cincinnati leading the Twins 3-1. That pitch misses outside. It's now 2 balls and 1 strike. Cincinnati leading Minnesota here in the bottom of the 5th. 1 out, bases empty. The 2-1 pitch coming now to the center fielder, Byron Buxton, and the number 9 hitter in the Twins lineup. That fastball swung over and missed. Count is now even, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Jorge Polanco awaits on deck for the Twins. Gray gets into his windup, kicks with his left leg, and pitches. That breaking ball misses off the inside edge to Byron Buxton. And the count run full now, 3 balls, 2 strikes on the Minnesota Twins center fielder. On deck is Jorge Polanco, who is hitless tonight. 3 ball, 2 strike pitch coming now to Byron Buxton. Righty on righty matchup. Gray kicks with his left and fires. That pitch called strike 3. It was a fastball right over the middle of the plate, and Sonny Gray has 6 strikeouts today, and that is out number 2 here in this bottom of the 5th inning. Gray struck out Castro swinging and then struck out Byron Buxton looking. And with 2 outs, the lineup turns over for the 3rd time today for the Twins. It's Jorge Polanco standing to the plate. Polanco, the switch hitter, batting from the left side of the plate against the righty Sonny Gray. Polanco 0 for 2 today. First pitch misses high. That's ball 1 on Polanco, the shortstop of the Minnesota Twins. Last year missed a significant amount of time in 2018 after he tested positive for steroids and got an 80-game suspension. That pitch called a strike right down the heart of the plate. Count is now even, 1 ball, 1 strike. Sonny Gray is now at 80 pitches through 4 2/3 innings. The 1-1 pitch to Polanco misses high. Count is now 2 balls and 1 strike. It's 3-1. Cincinnati leads Minnesota here in the bottom of the 5th inning. 2 outs, bases empty for Jorge Polanco. who's now about to get a 2-1 pitch from Sonny Gray. That pitch called a strike. Count is now even 2 balls and 2 strikes. Polanco, the switch hitter, batting from the left side of the plate. Sonny Gray, the right-handed pitcher, kicks and deals from the windup. Breaking ball hit well foul. Polanco pulled it down that right field side, and the count is still even, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Bottom of the 5th inning, bases empty, 2 outs in the inning. 2-2 count on Polanco with the Reds on top of the Twins, 3-1. Polanco hits that pitch toward the right side of the outfield. Under it is Yasiel Puig. Barely has to move. Puig makes the catch, and the inning comes to a close. So no runs on no hits. Gray gets 2 strikeouts in the inning, no errors, and nobody left on base. We'll go to the 6th inning. Cincinnati leads Minnesota 3-1. So Minnesota playing at home tonight in this interleague matchup against the Cincinnati Reds, but the Twins trailing at home against the Reds. It's 3-1 as we get to the 6th inning, and Yasiel Puig up to the plate, swings and fouls that pitch behind the plate. That's strike 1. No balls, 1 strike here in this top of the 6th inning. Cincinnati leads 3-1, bases empty, and Yasiel Puig, the number 3 hitter for the Reds, leads off this top of the 6th inning for Cincinnati. That pitch fouled off again behind the plate, and Puig is down 0-2. On Jose Barrios. Puig is 1 for 2 today. He hit a single back in the first and grounded into a fielder's choice back in the third. That pitch fouled off. It was a breaking ball, so Puig just looking to stay alive in this at-bat and get another pitch. Counts now 0-2. Barrios is also up to 80 pitches as we are now in the 6th inning, so through 5 innings, he's thrown 77 pitches, and now in the 6th inning, he's at 81 as that pitch misses low in the dirt. It's a breaking ball. Count is now 1 ball, 2 strikes on Yasiel Puig, the right fielder of the Cincinnati Reds. Righty-on-righty matchup. The 1-2 pitch on the way. As a fastball swung over and missed, and Yasiel Puig goes down swinging for the first out of the inning. Jose Barrios now has 5 strikeouts to his credit today and makes a casualty of Yasiel Puig. 1 out in the inning. Here comes Eugenio Suarez, the third baseman of the Cincinnati Reds. Struck out looking his first time around back in the 1st inning and then flew out to Max Kepler in right field back in the 3rd inning. He'll bat here in the 6th inning with nobody on and 1 out in the inning. Swings at that breaking ball, pulls it foul. That's strike 1. No balls, 1 strike on Eugenio Suarez here in the top of the 6th inning. It's 3-1. Minnesota trails Cincinnati. 0-1 pitch is again pulled foul down the left side into the seats, and the count's now no balls, 2 strikes. This is a righty-on-righty matchup. 0-2 pitch coming now from Barrios to Suarez. Swing and a miss, 3 pitches, and Eugenio Suarez has struck out for the 2nd time today. Make it 6 strikeouts for Jose Barrios in this game, and that is out number 2. So Puig is struck out to lead off this inning. Eugenio Suarez struck out following him, and now Scooter Gennett will bat with 2 outs and the bases empty. Scooter Gennett hit a home run in the 4th inning to lead off that 4th inning. The number 5 hitting second baseman will stand in now for his 3rd at bat. Gennett 2 for 2 today. Doubled back in the 1st. That was an RBI double that drove in Votto and Puig, putting up the first 2 runs for the Reds, and then Gennett hit that home run in the 4th inning that gave the Reds their 3rd run of the game. It's the top of the 6th now, 2 outs, 1 ball, no strike coming now to Gennett after that fastball missed low. There's a breaking ball right down the middle, called strike 1, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike now on Scooter Gennett. Gennett was once a Milwaukee Brewer, but didn't play too much there. He was later claimed off waivers by the Cincinnati Reds to start the 2017 season, where Gennett later became a huge asset for the middle infield and the middle of the order for the Reds, as that pitch is called a strike over the outside edge on Scooter Gennett. The count's now 1 ball, 2 strikes. Jose Barrios pitching for the Twins tonight. Bases empty, 2 outs in the inning. 1 ball, 2 strike count on Scooter Gennett. Gennett and the Reds lead 3-1 over the Twins. Here in the top of the 6th, that pitch misses low. It was a fastball that missed low, and the count is now even, 2 balls and 2 strikes on Scooter Gennett, the left-handed hitter for the Reds, facing the right-handed pitcher for the Twins, and that pitch is pulled foul down the right side. Count remains 2 balls and 2 strikes. Cincinnati on top of Minnesota. It's 3-1, top of the 6th, 2 outs, bases empty. 2-2 pitch coming to Gennett, and Gennett swings and misses at a breaking ball. It was a breaking ball that was a bait pitch, a back foot breaking ball, and he swings and misses. So no runs, no hits in the inning, 3 strikeouts for Jose Barrios, and nobody left on base. As we go to the bottom of the 6th inning, it's Cincinnati 3, Minnesota 1. So welcome back here. We'll start the bottom of the 6th inning. Cincinnati's up 3-1 against Minnesota in this interleague matchup, but Minnesota getting its chance to bat here in the bottom of the 6th inning. And to start the inning will be number 2 hitter Max Kepler. It's 2-3-4 due up for Minnesota. It's Kepler, Cruz, and then Rosario. 2-3-4 due up for Minnesota. Kepler, the left-handed hitter, facing the right-handed pitcher in Sonny Gray. First pitch from Gray is called a strike. Down by the knees, it's 0-1. Kepler popped out to Eugenio Suarez at third base to start his day in the first inning, and then Suarez tapped the pitch in front of the plate and grounded out to the catcher, essentially. As that pitch is hit towards center field, running after to Scott Schebler. He dives, but he can't make the play, and it gets behind him. Running from first to second now is Max Kepler. Puig throws it into the cutoff man, Jeanette. But it won't matter. Kepler there easily. It's going to be a leadoff double on a very softly hit baseball for Max Kepler. So Scott Schebler made a nice effort to dive for that ball. It was very shallow center field. He dove, but he missed it. And Max Kepler's on second base now to lead off the inning for the Minnesota Twins, and that'll bring up Nelson Cruz, the designated hitter for the Minnesota Twins, signed in the offseason. Got a deal after spending a few seasons in Seattle. Spent 4 seasons in Seattle, to be exact. This is a righty-on-righty matchup, runner on second base. Here's the pitch from Gray. Breaking ball, called a strike. It's 0-1. So Max Kepler doubled to lead off this inning. He's on second base now, and Nelson Cruz is at the plate. Cruz 0 for 2 tonight with 2 strikeouts, but an RBI opportunity for the aging designated hitter. The 0-1 pitch, that misses high. It's ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. So bottom of the 6th inning. Runner on second base in the form of Max Kepler. It's 3-1. Cincinnati leads Minnesota. Here in the bottom of the 6th inning, Sonny Gray preparing to throw his 89th pitch of the game. One ball, 1 strike. Cruz awaiting the pitch from Sonny Gray. Here it is. Fastball that misses high. Counts now 2 balls and 1 strike on Nelson Cruz. Max Kepler on second base now, led off with a double. Cincinnati leads 3-1 here in the bottom of the 6th inning, and Nelson Cruz awaiting the 2-1 pitch from Gray. That pitch misses low. Counts now 3 balls and 1 strike on Nelson Cruz. So Cruz has been around the league a little bit, played a few games with the Milwaukee Brewers in 2005, then spent 8 seasons with the Texas Rangers, including making it to 2 World Series appearances. Signed a 1-year deal with Baltimore. He didn't last very long there. He immediately left, went to Seattle for 4 years, and then signed a deal with the Twins. Ground ball to the middle of the infield. Second baseman Scooter Jeanette fields, throws to Joey Votto, and forced out at first base is Nelson Cruz for the first out of the inning, but that is a productive out, as on the play, Max Kepler advances from second base to third base. So 1 out here in the inning, Max Kepler in scoring position at third base. And that'll bring up Eddie Rosario, a chance to cut into the lead a little bit that Cincinnati has developed. Cincinnati leads 3-1 here in the bottom of the 6th inning. That pitch, first pitch, breaking ball, misses outside to Eddie Rosario. It's ball 1. Eddie Rosario, the left-handed hitter, facing the right-handed pitcher in Sonny Gray. Gray, who's thrown 92 pitches through 6 1/3 innings. In the bullpen for the Cincinnati Reds now, Amir Garrett, the lefty, and David Hernandez, the right-handed pitcher. Sonny Gray still throwing, though. The 1-0 pitch coming now to Rosario. Pitch, line foul into the crowd on the left field side of play. Count is now 1 ball and 1 strike. Kepler on third base, 1 out in the inning, 3-1. Cincinnati leads Minnesota in the bottom of the 6th. That pitch misses inside to Eddie Rosario. It is a fastball. Counts now 2 balls and 1 strike. On Rosario, the left fielder for the Twins, batting 4th tonight in this interleague matchup. Twins playing at home at Target Field. field that opened in 2014. The 2-1 pitch coming to Rosario. That pitch misses off the outside edge. And now Gray running into some trouble. 3-ball, 1-strike count to Eddie Rosario with 1 out and Max Kepler on third base. And a dangerous hitter in the form of C.J. Crone awaiting on deck. Gray comes set at the belt. The 3-1 pitch coming now to Rosario. Fastball at the knees, called strike 2, and now the count run full. 3 balls, 2 strikes on Eddie Rosario. Max Kepler doubled to start this inning. Nelson Cruz grounded out, but Kepler advanced to third on that play, so there's 1 out in the inning, and Eddie Rosario facing a 3-2 count. The left-handed hitter facing the righty, Sonny Gray, the 3-2 pitch. Fastball fouled off behind the plate. Count run full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Gray about to throw his 98th pitch of this game. 3-2 pitch coming once again to Eddie Rosario. Swing, line drive, softly hit towards center field. That is going to one-hop in front of Scott Schebler. Schebler throws it into second base. Max Kepler scores on the play, and Eddie Rosario is on board with an RBI single here in the bottom of the 6th. It's 3-2, Twins still trailing the Reds. So in this inning, Max Kepler doubled to start the inning. Then the number 3 hitter, Nelson Cruz, moved him over to third base on a ground out to second base. Eddie Rosario just singled in Max Kepler. It was an RBI single off Sonny Gray, and that's going to do it. Manager for the Reds, David Bell, is pulling his starter. So Sonny Gray pitches into the 6th inning, but cannot finish this inning. So officially, Sonny Gray will have gone 5 1/3 innings. And the runs he could potentially give up in this game, the earned runs he could potentially give up, are not over yet, as David Hernandez comes in to pitch now for the Cincinnati Reds. David Hernandez, the right-handed pitcher. In his age 33 season here in 2019, he'll face C.J. Crone, throws a breaking ball, that's strike 1. Hernandez had a .253 ERA in 57 appearances last season with the Cincinnati Reds. He's 6'3", 245 pounds, and now he's facing C.J. Crone. He's ahead of Crone now, no balls and 1 strike. Pickoff attempt over to first base. Back safely is Eddie Rosario. But Sonny Gray, the starter, officially goes 5 1/3 innings. As the 0-1 pitch comes and misses inside to C.J. Crone, it's 1-1. So Rosario is still Sonny Gray's responsibility. So Hernandez will not be charged with a run if Rosario ends up scoring, as Crone pops that pitch up. Foul territory down the left side of the infield, in foul territory. Running to the warning track in the infield is Eugenio Suarez, who makes the catch. And C.J. Crone pops out for the 2nd out of the inning to third base. So Crone is now 1 for 3 on the day with that double back in the 2nd inning. But again, 1 for 3, got out his last 2 at-bats, and that'll bring up Marwin Gonzalez. Gray officially has given up 4 hits, 2 outs, and that pitch is called a strike on Marwin Gonzalez. That's strike 1. Switch hitter bats from the left side against the righty, David Hernandez. But in this 6th inning, Kepler doubled to start the inning. Cruz grounded out to second, but that moved Kepler to third, and then Eddie Rosario hit an RBI single that drove Max Kepler in, as that pitch is fouled off. It's 0-2, but Rosario still on first base now. Sonny Gray was pulled after that RBI single. It's 3-2. Cincinnati still leads Minnesota as Gonzalez takes that pitch off the outside edge. It's 1-2. We're in the bottom of the 6th inning. 2 outs. Rosario's on first base. Gonzalez now in a 1-2 count, batting for the Twins here. And Sonny Gray only getting 5 1/3 innings of work today, as that pitch gets away from Tucker Barnhart. It was in the dirt. Hernandez throws a wild pitch, and that allows Rosario to move into scoring position. Rosario is now on second base, and a 2-2 count on Marwin Gonzalez. But Gray not out of hot water yet. David Hernandez now has to stop Rosario from scoring, so no official run tallies yet for Sonny Gray on the mound. But Gray has officially given up 4 hits in 5 1/3 innings of work, and will at least be charged with 2 runs that Minnesota scored in this game. If Rosario scores, it'll be 3, but the 2-2 pitch to Gonzalez, that misses high and in, and that count now run full. 3 balls, 2 strikes with 2 outs in the inning. Rosario on second here in the bottom of the 6th, and Cincinnati up 3-2 on Minnesota. On deck is Jonathan Scope. Gonzalez does not have an official at bat tonight. He walked in the second and got hit by a pitch in the fourth. That 3-2 pitch is pulled and fouled by Marwin Gonzalez, the switch hitter batting from the left side today. Hasn't faced a lefty yet, so he's been batting left-handed the entire time. Now David Hernandez's 3-2 pitch, breaking ball, called strike 3 on the outside edge. And Marwin Gonzalez is officially 0 for 1 tonight. David Hernandez gets his first strikeout of the game, and that ends the 6th inning. So 1 run on 2 hits. No errors in the inning, and only 1 left on base. To the 7th we go. It's Cincinnati 3, Minnesota 2. So as we enter the 6th inning now, Cincinnati leads Minnesota 3-2. Sonny Gray got pulled in that 6th inning, so he only officially goes 5 1/3 innings. He gave up 4 hits and 2 earned runs in this game. Speaking of more pitching changes, Jose Barrios is done. Barrios went 6 full innings. He gave up 3 runs to the Reds on 4 hits. So 3 earned runs on 4 hits for Jose Barrios in 6 innings pitched. And coming into the game now for the Minnesota Twins is the veteran pitcher, right-hander Addison Reed, who will face Matt Kemp to start this 7th inning. It's the top of the 7th inning. First pitch called a strike. It's 0-1. In the bullpen for the Twins, it's Taylor Rogers and Trevor Hildenberger. Well, the Twins are trailing the Reds here, top of the 7th. Reds up to bat. 3-2. Cincinnati leads Minnesota. And the leadoff hitter, Matt Kemp, looking for the 0-1 pitch. It's a breaking ball, hit toward the right side, and foul. Counts now, no balls and 2 strikes. So Addison Reed last season for the Twins had a .450 ERA and 55 games pitched. He's now entering 2019 at the age of 30. Breaking ball in the dirt, but Kemp swings and misses at it. It hit the dirt, so Castro will have to complete the strikeout by throwing over to first baseman C.J. Cron, and Kemp is out to start this top of the 7th inning for the Reds offense. That'll bring up the left-handed batter, Scott Schebler. Schebler 0 for 2 tonight, popped out to third base and grounded out to shortstop in 2 at-bats so far today. First pitch misses low, that's ball 1. Schebler, the left-handed hitter, facing the right-hander Addison Reed. The 6'4", 230-pound relief pitcher is on the mound now for the Twins. Veteran, age 30 season. Still has some youth, but now in his 30s. But still effective for this bullpen. Still in a battle, though, as that pitch is fouled off. 1 ball, 1 strike on Scott Schebler, but still a battle for setup men and closers right now. Manager Rocco Baldelli has not made any decisions yet on who the setup and closer roles will be given to, as that pitch is fouled behind the plate on Scott Schebler. It's now 1 ball, 2 strikes. But Reed has an opportunity to be a setup man. I know it's Taylor Rogers, Blake Parker, and Trevor May who are looking for closer positions, but Addison Reed could be thrown in there as a setup man, depending on how spring training finishes up, as that pitch misses upstairs. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes. Of course, this game's still an exhibition. This game doesn't count toward any 2019 stats or any spring training stats. That 2-2 pitch by Addison Reed to Scott Schebler swung over and missed, and Addison Reed has 2 strikeouts to start his day out of the bullpen, and that's 2 quick outs here in the top of the 7th inning. It's 3-2. Cincinnati leads Minnesota here in the top of the 7th, but 2 outs and the base is empty. We'll bring up number 8 hitter Jose Peraza. Peraza 1 for 2 today. He singled back in the 4th inning, but was caught stealing, and that ended that 4th inning for the Reds. So now with 2 outs, he'll bat here. That pitch called a strike. It's a changeup by Addison Reed, and the count is no balls and 1 strike on Jose Peraza. So Jose Barrios got taken out before this 7th inning began. So both Sonny Gray and Jose Barrios are finished with their days, as that pitch is swung on and chopped foul. The count is 0-2. Addison Reed, the right-hander, facing the right-hander Jose Peraza. But Jose Barrios' official scoreline: 3 earned runs on 4 hits and 6 innings pitched, and Sonny Gray had 2 runs on 4 hits and 5 1/3 innings pitched. So both pretty quality starts, both these starters for each team. Ground ball to second base. Jonathan Scope throws over to C.J. Cron, and forced out is Jose Peraza to end the inning. So no runs on no hits, 2 strikeouts out of the bullpen for Addison Reed, no errors in the inning, and nobody left on base. Stretch time here at Target Field as we go to the bottom of the 7th. Cincinnati 3, Minnesota 2. Back now, you're listening to Nicholas Callas on the MLB The Show radio network. This is the bottom of the 7th inning. And the Minnesota Twins coming to bat here in this bottom half of the inning. Minnesota playing at their home, at its home field of Target Field, facing the Cincinnati Reds in this interleague matchup. Jonathan Schoop stands in against David Hernandez as that first pitch is swung over and missed for a strike. It's 0-1. It's Jonathan Schoop who was really late on that pitch. Schoop signed a free agent deal. It's a 1-year, $7.5 million contract that Jonathan Schoop signed this offseason. As that pitch misses high, it's ball 1. Schoop spent 5.5 years with the Baltimore Orioles before being traded to the Brewers last season. As that pitch misses outside, it was a breaking ball. 2 balls, 1 strike is the count now on Jonathan Schoop. David Hernandez pitching. It's a righty-on-righty matchup. The 2-1 pitch coming on the way to the Twins' second baseman. Swing, fly ball. A ground ball to the third baseman, left side of the infield. Eugenio Suarez throws to Joey Votto across the diamond. And Jonathan Schoop grounds out to start the bottom of the 7th inning for the Twins offense. So standing in now is Jason Castro. Castro has driven in 1 of the 2 runs today for the Minnesota Twins. He had an RBI single back in the 2nd inning. Made the score 2-1 at the time. The score's 3-2 now. As Castro hits that ball the other way, in the air to left field, under the baseball is Jesse Winker, and he makes the catch. That's out number 2. So 2 quick outs for David Hernandez, who came in to relieve Sonny Gray in the 6th inning. He's pitching into the 7th inning now and doing a fairly good job keeping runners off base. 2 outs in the inning. Bases are empty. 3-2, Cincinnati leads Minnesota, and standing in now is Minnesota center fielder Byron Buxton as he takes a fastball low. It's ball 1. We're in the bottom of the 7th inning with 2 outs and Byron Buxton batting for the Twins. 1-0 pitch. Swing popped foul behind the plate. Count is 1 ball and 1 strike. Byron Buxton, the center fielder for the Minnesota Twins. Righty-on-righty matchup. Hernandez comes set at the letters. The 1-1. Fastball swung over and missed. Counts now 1 ball and 2 strikes. 1 ball, 2 strikes. David Hernandez comes set again. The righty-on-righty matchup. Pitch on the way. Breaking ball. Check swing, but the home plate umpire said Byron Buxton did not go around. So the count now runs even. 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2 outs in the inning. Bases empty. Here's the pitch to Byron Buxton. Swing and a miss on that fastball, and down goes Byron Buxton to end the inning. David Hernandez has 2 strikeouts now, and then this inning, no runs, no hits, and no runners left on base. We'll go to the 8th inning. Cincinnati leads Minnesota 3-2. Back now on the top of the 8th inning, Cincinnati leads Minnesota 3-2. And standing in now for the Cincinnati Reds to start this top of the 8th inning is switch hitting catcher Tucker Barnhart. Barnhart will bat from the left side against the righty Addison Reed. That pitch misses outside. It's ball 1. So Matt McGill and Trevor Hildenberger now in the bullpen for the Minnesota Twins. Both right-handed pitchers. But Addison Reed working into his 2nd inning of work. He pitched a complete inning last inning, giving up no runs and striking out 2. Facing Tucker Barnhart, the 1-0 pitch coming on the way from Reed. Swing, foul ball. The lefty Barnhart pulled it toward right field and into the seats. So the count is now 1 ball, 1 strike. The 8th inning leading off, it's 9-1-2 hitters due up for the Cincinnati Reds. It's Barnhart, then Winker, then Votto. 1-1 pitch, that will be fouled behind the plate. So Tucker Barnhart quickly now in a count of 1 ball and 2 strikes. But Addison Reed been throwing efficiently, both bullpens working very well. This is certainly a competitive game, not the best starting pitching, but certainly both Barrios and Gray competed today, and the score shows it. It's 3-2. That fastball misses inside, just off the inside edge. Count runs even. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Nobody out in the top of the 8th inning. Reds up to bat. Reds lead 3-2 over Minnesota. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Breaking ball, that is chopped foul toward the third base dugout where the Reds are seated, and that's foul. Count remains 2 balls, 2 strikes. Switch hitter batting left in the form of Barnhart facing the righty Reed. Here's the 2-2 pitch. That's fouled back toward the third base dugout again, and Barnhart just staying alive. Count still 2 balls and 2 strikes. Addison Reed gets his sign from Castro, now comes set at the belt. And the right-hander will deal to the switch hitter batting left. The 2-2 pitch, that misses low. Count runs full now. 3 balls and 2 strikes on Tucker Barnhart here in this top of the 8th inning. Cincinnati leads Minnesota 3-2 in the top of the 8th. And now Tucker Barnhart, the leadoff hitter, the number 9 hitter in the lineup, has a full count against Addison Reed. 3-2 pitch coming now from Reed, who sets at the belt. Now he kicks and he pitches. Swing, pop up. Shallow center field. Calling after it is Byron Buxton, who's really quick, and Byron Buxton makes the catch for the first out of the inning. Byron Buxton, known for his solid defense in center field with the Twins. Won a platinum glove and a gold glove in 2017, so he was the best fielder in Major League, or in the American League in 2017, as well as the best center fielder in the American League, and that's out number 1. He made a routine play there, and that'll send to the plate Jesse Winker. That pitch misses inside, ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes to the Cincinnati left fielder. Facing the 30-year-old veteran, Addison Reed. Winker, the left-handed batter. Reed, the right-handed pitcher. He sets at the belt and pitches. That's a changeup that's fouled off. It's 1-1. So offense, not necessarily coming at a premium, but there have certainly been some splurges in offense so far today as Winker swings and fouls that pitch off. Count runs now 1 ball, 2 strikes. Jeanette had an RBI single scoring Joey Votto and Yasiel Puig in the first inning. Then the Twins responded after Jason Castro singled in C.J. Cron to make it 2-1. Here's the 1-2 pitch to Jesse Winker. Swing, grounded, foul down that first base line. That'll be foul. Count remains 1-2. But then in the 4th inning, Scooter Jeanette hit a home run. That made it 3-1. And just in the 6th inning, just a couple innings ago, Minnesota was able to cut it to a 1-run lead as that pitch is swung over and missed by Jesse Winker, and he strikes out for the second out of this inning. But in the 6th inning, Max Kepler hit a leadoff double, and then Eddie Rosario ended up singling him in. So that's where we stand right now. Cincinnati leading Minnesota 3-2 in the top of the 8th inning. Jesse Winker just struck out swinging on a breaking ball, a very nice breaking ball by Minnesota Twins pitcher Addison Reed, and that is the 3rd strikeout today for Jesse Winker. 2 outs in the inning. Here's Joey Votto standing to the plate. Votto swings at the first pitch, grounds it to the right side of the infield. Played on 2 hops by Jonathan Schoop, who throws to C.J. Cron, and the inning comes to a close. So no runs on no hits in the inning. Addison Reed gets through another scoreless inning out of the bullpen. No errors and nobody left on base. To the bottom of the 8th we go. It's Cincinnati 3, Minnesota 2. Minnesota coming to bat after this. So Zach Duke will come in out of the bullpen now. David Hernandez completed a successful inning and a third out of the bullpen, giving up no runs and no hits. And Zach Duke, one of the setup men for the Cincinnati Reds team, the lefty, will face off to start this inning against Jorge Polanco. Polanco, the switch hitter, batting from the right side now against Zach Duke. First pitch, called a strike. It's 0-1. Polanco bats here on the bottom of the 8th inning. Twins up to bat now, trailing the Reds 3-2. This bottom of the 8th inning. Polanco leading off, nobody on, nobody out, and a no-ball, 1-strike count. Zach Duke, the lefty, pitching to the right-hander Jorge Polanco. Swing, foul ball on the right side, counts 0-2. Jorge Polanco, the shortstop and the leadoff hitter for this Minnesota Twins team, is 0-3 tonight. Has 3 flyouts in this game. That 0-2 fastball just misses. It's 1-2. So Duke will have trouble ahead of him. Nelson Cruz, the guy who had 37 home runs just a year ago and who absolutely mashes left-handers, will be batting 3rd in this inning. Here's the 1-2 pitch. That misses inside. It was a slider, back foot slider that almost hit the foot of Jorge Polanco, but he avoids it. Polanco does, and the count is now 2 balls and 2 strikes. Zach Duke's pitch. Swing, fly ball, left field. Going back is Winker to the wall, but it's in foul territory, and it gets out of play into the seats in foul territory. So the count still even, 2 balls and 2 strikes on Polanco. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball, line foul. Count remains count remains even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Zach Duke, the lefty, facing the switch hitter Jorge Polanco. Polanco batting from the right side. Here's the 2-2 pitch coming now to Polanco. Swing and a foul ball behind the plate. Count still even, 2 balls and 2 strikes. So 3-2 is the score, bottom of the 8th inning. Bases are empty, nobody out, and Jorge Polanco leading off this inning for the Twins offense. 2-2 pitch on the way, chopped in front of the plate. That stays fair. Tucker Barnhart comes out from behind the plate, throws to Votto at first, and Jorge Polanco is forced out to start this 8th inning for the Twins offense. It's a ground out to the catcher, Tucker Barnhart. So Twins still trailing 3-2 here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Twins up to bat, though, and standing up to the plate now is Max Kepler. So Zach Duke might have been a matchup move for Max Kepler, the left-hander. First pitch coming now. Breaking ball called a strike around the top of the zone. It's 0-1. But Kepler, the left-hander, and Zach Duke, the left-hander, so this is a lefty matchup. Kepler is 1 for 3 today. He doubled to lead off the 6th inning, later scored on the RBI single by Eddie Rosario. Zach Duke's 0-1 pitch now to Kepler, the right fielder for the Twins. That misses low. It's now 1-1. But Kepler, the number 2 hitter, and guaranteed to bat this inning is Nelson Cruz, who is the number 3 hitter and the designated hitter for the Minnesota Twins today. 1-1 pitch coming now. Max Kepler facing Zach Duke. Here's the 1-1 pitch. It's a ground ball to the left side of the infield, 2 hops. And Max Kepler beats out the throw. Jose Peraza did not get it off in time. And Max Kepler very quick going down to first base. And it's a single, so it was a ground ball on 2 hops. Jose Peraza backhanded it. He didn't quite get his balance as he threw it across the diamond to first base, and there was nothing really that could happen. Joey Votto with a nice effort to stretch, but Max Kepler beats out the base hit. So now the tying run is represented in the form of Max Kepler at first base, and here's Nelson Cruz. Cruz takes that pitch down low. It's ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. Nelson Cruz 0 for 3 today. 2 strikeouts, and then he grounded out in the 6th inning. Although that 6th inning ground out was productive, it moved Max Kepler to third base, and then Kepler scored on that Eddie Rosario single. Here's the 1-0 pitch to Cruz. Swing ground ball right side of the infield, played by Jeanette. Flips it over to shortstop where Peraza was covering second, and Peraza throws it over to Votto. It is a 4-6-3 double play that kills a potential Twins rally. So no runs on 1 hit in the inning. No errors in the inning, and that double play leaves nobody on base. So to the 9th inning we go. It's Cincinnati 3, Minnesota 2. So into the game now for the Cincinnati Reds is Trevor Hildenberger. Hildenberger not a part of the setup men crew, but just looking to get some work in here and to create a stoppage. And hopefully it seems that the Twins are looking to save the setup men for a potential tie game and extra innings. Here's the pitch from Hildenberger to Yasiel Puig, who's leading off for the Twins. That's ball 1. Cincinnati leads against Minnesota in the top of the 9th here. It's 3-2. The Reds are up to bat right now here in the top of the 9th inning. And Yasiel Puig, the number 3 hitter for the Reds, up to bat. Pitch called a strike. It was a breaking ball. Counts now evened up 1 ball and 1 strike, but it's going to be 3-4-5 due up for the Reds. That'll be Puig, Suarez, and Jeanette. Hildenberger, the right-handed pitcher on the mound, now facing the right-handed hitter in Yasiel Puig. Hildenberger, 5.42 ERA last season with a 73 games. As Puig swings and misses that breaking ball, it's now 1-2, but not the greatest ERA, but manager for the Twins, Rocco Baldelli, looking to trust his bullpen. That pitch line toward the left side of the outfield, and Eddie Rosario will catch that baseball, so Yasiel Puig has flown out to left to start this top of the 9th inning for the Reds offense. Reds are leading here in the top of the 9th, 3-2 over the Twins. And with 1 out in the inning, that'll send Eugenio Suarez to the plate. Suarez, the right-handed hitter, will step in against Hildenberger. Suarez 0 for 3 tonight, 2 of those being strikeouts. First pitch swing on the left side of the infield. It's played by the third baseman, Gonzalez, who throws to C.J. Cron, and Eugenio Suarez is out on 1 pitch. That's out number 2. Ground out from Marwin Gonzalez to C.J. Cron completes the 5-3 force out of Eugenio Suarez, and standing in now is Scooter Jeanette. Jeanette has driven in all 3 runs for the Reds today. Hit in Votto and Puig back in the 1st inning, and then hit a solo home run in the 4th inning as he takes that pitch for a strike from Hildenberger. That's strike 1. But 3 RBIs today for Scooter Jeanette. He's having a pretty good offensive day for himself. However, he struck out back in the 6th inning, so officially on the day he's 2 for 3. Right-handed pitcher ready to throw to the left-handed hitter. It's 0-1. Pitch swing and a fly ball right field. That's headed toward the pole, and it wraps around the pole, and that is a home run for Scooter Gennett. Scooter Gennett hits his 2nd home run of the day. He has hit in all 4 runs for the Cincinnati Reds tonight, and the Cincinnati Reds have just extended the lead. It is now 4-2. Cincinnati leads Minnesota with 2 outs here in the top of the 9th inning. That ball hit off right-hander Trevor Hildenberger. I was just getting ready to say that Addison Reed pitched an efficient couple of innings. He gave up no runs on no hits. And coming into the game, Trevor Hildenberger, who's in his 1st inning of work here in the 9th inning, got 2 quick outs, but then gave up the home run to Scooter Gennett, and it's now 4-2 Cincinnati leads. Here comes Matt Kemp. That pitch misses outside. It's ball 1. So Scooter Gennett hit a two-run double in the 1st inning, hit a solo home run in the 4th inning, and then with 2 outs here in the 9th inning, hit a solo home run again. That's his 2nd home run of the day here in the 9th. And Cincinnati's extended the lead as that pitch misses high on Matt Kemp. Counts now 2 balls and no strikes on the right-handed hitting Matt Kemp. But Scooter Gennett has been an offensive threat throughout this game so far, driving in all 4 runs for the Reds so far tonight. It's the Scooter Gennett show, driving in runs. 2-0 pitch coming down to Matt Kemp's changeup. That misses low, ball 3. 3 balls, no strikes on the former All-Star outfielder Matt Kemp. Matt Kemp made the All-Star team with the Los Angeles Dodgers in 2018. Hildenberger into the windup. The 3-0 pitch coming now to Kemp. Kemp takes that breaking ball. That misses inside, and that's ball 4. So still 2 outs in the inning. Matt Kemp patient enough to work out a 4-pitch walk. So Kemp on first base with 2 outs in the inning. And stepping up next is going to be Scott Schebler. Schebler not having the greatest of days. He's 0 for 3 tonight. He struck out in his last at-bat that was in the 7th inning. So 2 outs. Cincinnati leads 4-2 here in the top of the 9th inning. And standing in is Scott Schebler, the left-handed batter facing the right-hander Trevor Hildenberger. Here's the pitch. Strike 1 called on the changeup. It's 0-1. So Hildenberger gave up that run to Scooter Gennett here in the top of the 9th inning. Was a solo home run, the only run he's given up so far, but a potential run on base for the Reds. Ground ball left side, played by Marwin Gonzalez, who throws it into right field. Advancing to third is Matt Kemp. Advancing to second on that errant throw is Scott Schebler. So Marwin Gonzalez had a chance to get out of the inning. He rushed his throw from third base. There was no way Jonathan Scope was going to catch that trying to cover second base. So that'll go as an errant throw that goes into right field. That's an error on Marwin Gonzalez. So the situation now is looking like Matt Kemp will be on third base, and Scott Schebler will be on second base. And here's the move now from Minnesota manager Rocco Baldelli, is to intentionally walk Jose Peraza, which will now load the bases. So with 2 outs in this inning, Scooter Gennett hit a home run that made it 4-2 Cincinnati over Minnesota. Then Matt Kemp walked. Then Scott Schebler hit a ground ball to third base where Marwin Gonzalez made an errant throw. Everybody moved up an extra base, so now that put runners on second and third. And then Jose Peraza walked, so it's Peraza on first, Schebler on second, and Kemp on third with 2 outs. And standing into bat now is number 9 hitting catcher Tucker Barnhart, who swings and fouls that pitch off down the right side. It's 0-1. So 2 outs, top of the 9th, Cincinnati up 4-2, but 2 runners in scoring position. Bases are loaded, as a matter of fact, and that pitch misses inside to Tucker Barnhart. It's 1-1. An opportunity for ultimate insurance to be had by the Cincinnati Reds. It's only a 2-run deficit, but could certainly be more. Trevor Hildenberger first comes set at the letters, and now comes set at the belt. Here's the 1-1 pitch to Barnhart, who chops the ball to the right side of the infield, gloved by Jonathan Scope, who throws over to C.J. Cron, and trouble averted here in this inning. So 1 run on 1 hit. That was the solo home run hit by Scooter Gennett. One error in the inning and 3 runners left on base. To the bottom of the 9th we go. Last chance for Minnesota. It's Cincinnati 4, Minnesota 2. So Hildenberger, we're back here now. Cincinnati leads 4-2. This is the MLB The Show Radio Network. Nicholas Callas with you here. Cincinnati just added another run on the home run hit by Scooter Gennett. Raisel Iglesias coming into pitch now against the Twins. First pitch swing and a miss. That's strike 1 on Eddie Rosario. It's 4-5-6 due up for Minnesota this inning. It's going to be Rosario, Crone, and Gonzalez. Pitch grounded foul. Count is 0-2. So Zach Duke, in his inning, Zach Duke's day is officially over. Duke, 0-2 pitch. Rosario swings and misses, and he strikes out for the first time today. Rosario 1 for 4 today, but a big strikeout there for Raisel Iglesias. That's out number 1. Iglesias in line for a save in this one. But Zach Duke only gave up no runs on only 1 hit in the inning when he pitched that 1 inning. So that's his official scoreline. Trevor Hildenberger. C.J. Crone takes a strike from Raisel Iglesias, but Trevor Hildenberger, his official scoreline, should this game end or he doesn't go back out for another inning if the Twins are to tie the game, is 1 run on 1 hit in 1 inning of work. 0-1 pitch now to C.J. Crone, who chops that pitch foul behind the plate. It's 0-2. So a righty-on-righty matchup here. It's Raisel Iglesias facing C.J. Crone. Eddie Rosario just struck out to lead off this 9th inning. And Cincinnati's up 4-2 on Minnesota. Minnesota batting here, though, in the bottom of the 9th inning. Trying to come back. Check swing on a changeup, but that's out of the zone. And the home plate umpire says Crone did not go around, so the count is now 1 ball and 2 strikes. Raisel Iglesias, the closer for the Cincinnati Reds. It's been that way for a couple years now. He comes from the windup and pitches. 1-2 pitch. Chopped foul. Was fair originally, but then bounced backwards into foul territory, so C.J. Crone stays alive. Count is 1 ball and 2 strikes. This is a save opportunity for Raisel Iglesias as Crone swings and misses at that fastball, and Iglesias has 2 quick strikeouts to start this 9th inning, and the last chance for the Minnesota Twins is coming in the form of Marwin Gonzalez. Gonzalez, the last chance for Minnesota here in the bottom of the 9th inning. Cincinnati leads Minnesota 4-2. Bottom of the 9th, 2 outs, bases empty, and Gonzalez, the switch hitter, will bat from the left side against the righty Iglesias. That pitch called a strike over the inside edge. Counts 0-1. This is a save opportunity for Raisel Iglesias. It's 1 inning of work, and the Reds are up only by 2 innings. Here's the by 2 runs. Reds are only up by 2 runs as that pitch is fouled off. Count is now no balls and 2 strikes on Marwin Gonzalez, and the Cincinnati Reds have put the Twins in a situation down to their final strike. Swing, ground ball, right side. Joey Votto plays it himself, steps on the bag himself, and the ball game is over. The Cincinnati Reds have defeated the Minnesota Twins in this interleague matchup. The final score, Cincinnati 4, Minnesota 2. And if I had to pick a player of the game right now, we're just going to go with the player of the game right now. It is Scooter Gennett. Now let's look at the scoreline by Scooter Gennett. He's had a very good game today. Scooter Gennett, a double, 2 home runs. He went 2 for 3 in this game. Drove in 4 runs total. He drove in all 4 runs for the Reds tonight, and again 2 home runs. So give Scooter Gennett the player of the game for the Reds, who defeat the Twins by a final score of 4-2 in this game. A 3-for-4 scoreline by this Cincinnati Reds second baseman, who has really made a name for himself in the last couple of years with the Reds. He got moved from the Brewers and has just played more than exceptionally well for these Cincinnati Reds these last few years, starting in 2017. So again, the final score: Cincinnati beats Minnesota 4-2. We'll take a look at the score lines quickly for both teams. So Sonny Gray is the winning pitcher. Gray goes 5 1/3 innings, gave up 2 earned runs on 4 hits. The bullpen for the Reds came in strong. David Hernandez came in through 1 inning and 2/3. Gave up no runs on no hits. Zach Duke came in for an inning, gave up no runs on 1 hit, and then Raisel Iglesias struck out 2, and then caused Marwin Gonzalez to ground out to first base to solidify the save. Now, as for the Twins, Jose Barrios, 3 earned runs on 4 hits and 6 complete innings of work. Then Addison Reed came in through 2 scoreless innings. But then Trevor Hildenberger gave up that home run to Scooter Gennett, 1 earned run on 1 hit in 1 inning of work. So it wasn't a terrible performance today by the Twins, who have lost to the Reds in this one, but certainly a competitive game, and a game that the Reds got an edge in. It is notable to say, though, that Cincinnati Reds were really picked up today and really propelled by Scooter Gennett. And again, Scooter Gennett, our player of the game today, he went 2 for 3 with 2 home runs and a 2-run RBI double. That just and he scored every run for the Reds today. All 4 runs for the Reds were driven in by Scooter Gennett today. So that's really the storyline here. That's the summary for you. To give a quick review of this game, top of the first inning, Cincinnati comes out early. Joey Votto and Yasiel Puig reach base, and then Scooter Gennett doubles them both in. 2 half innings later, in the bottom of the second inning, the Minnesota Twins get a run on an RBI single by Jason Castro. That scored C.J. Cron. That made it 2-1. Then in the 4th inning, Scooter Gennett he padded the lead for the Reds by hitting that solo home run that led off the 4th inning for the Reds, and that made it 3-1. Then in the 6th inning, the Minnesota Twins got a rally started with a leadoff single by Max Kepler, and a couple batters later, Eddie Rosario singled him in. That made it 3-2. But then there was that dreadful home run against the Twins, that 9th inning home run by Scooter Gennett. If the results would have stayed the same, the Reds would have won anyway. But certainly going into a 9th inning, your mentality changes when you're down by 1 and you're down by 2, and when Raisel Iglesias is on the mound closing the game for you. It's tough for any team to come back against a guy like that. Reds really making a name for themselves after this offseason and coming into 2019 with high expectations, and certainly this game proved that here against a very capable Minnesota Twins team. The Reds, the team in 2018 who were the only team in the National League Central to not have a record over 500, come out today, beat the Twins by a final score of 4-2, and yeah, expectations are looking high right now. A lot of bright spots, especially from newcomers, such as Yasiel Puig getting on base and scoring runs for this for this Reds team. So, once again, the final scoreline for you: Cincinnati Reds 4 runs on 6 hits, Minnesota Twins 2 runs on 5 hits, and the Twins did commit an error. It was Marwin Gonzalez committing that error late in the game in the 9th inning. So that's your final scoreline here. And I'm Nicholas Callas for MLB The Show Radio Network, saying so long here from Target Field, home of the Minnesota Twins. Once again, your final score: Cincinnati 4, Minnesota 2. Have a good night, everybody.